I recently returned for some much-needed travel. I saw a lot of people all at once on my trip. This piqued my curiosity. Just how many people have gotten together at one point in all of recorded human history? Tonight on the Twisted 10, we're going to look at what brings people together en masse.
Welcome to another episode, a very unique episode, a very hopefully ever long-lasting episode of the Twisted 10.
Is there any other kind?
Yeah, I hope they all last forever.
Don't worry, I'm not going to go into a rant this week about another podcast, I promise. I promise.
Yeah, who are you ready to piss off this time?
Oh, I am Adam. I am one of your regular hosts of the show, but I am not hosting tonight, and sitting to my right, so close that I can actually hold his hand.
And you can see that on on Twitch right now.
Twitch, and can see it live.
Yes, then Ron. I'm Ron, not the host.
You're supposed to then beach ball it over.
And sitting to my right...
Oh, thank you. I'm Josh, and I am the host tonight.
Oh,
I'm fine. I got my hiatus. I took my break because I went a couple weeks in a row. Was that like a month ago or something?
Hiatus? I know what you meant.
Man, but it's been... I'm ready. Check this out. Look at this. Look at all these notes.
Yeah, they're going to shorten this up, son.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
He showed us his tablet. Show that to Twitch. We have an ability to show our listeners.
Oh, yeah. Wait, they might be able to read all that.
So we've teased it a little bit over the last, 4 years. But we eventually wanted to go live in studio with some video and some live interactive feeds going. So we are there now. Twitch is where we're currently broadcasting, and we'll troubleshoot and get it out to YouTube and a few of the other platforms, maybe Facebook Live as well eventually. But right now it's just Twitch. So
Meta Live. For
everybody on Twitch, thank you guys for listening. Thanks for hanging out. If you go back and watch this at a later point, just send us some love. Let us know that you were listening and how everything sounded, really, because this is our first test bed run of this. And we also have, before we move into our little banter and show and everything, we have something really cool in studio tonight. And I say someone really cool in studio. We officially have a test run going for a Twisted 10 producer. We're going to have to come up with some campy, quirky producer name like every other show.
We can't say Baba Booey because we're stealing it from
Howard Stern. We're going to get sued for saying that.
Yeah.
I think he's just one right to check.
Can we call it Slaba Booey? No? Too close?
No. We got to let it naturally evolve for this gentleman who's sitting in our show.
Let's just call him IPA.
By the way, before we introduce him, Josh, when we talk to you about having a producer, this is a serious subject. When we talk to you about having a producer, there were only a couple of things that we had set as requirements. Technically savvy, which this person that we're about to introduce is that, so that's good. Some experience maybe with doing some production of shows, which this person also has that. But the most important is they can't be better looking than us. You fucking blew it, buddy.
Yeah, good job.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, but I mean, we kind of almost gave him an impossible task.
That's true.
You're trying to class it down. I'm trying to class it up.
No, we appreciate
Bring
that.
Bring it up in here.
So he does have a mic in studio.
What's up? Hello.
So do you want to go by Sully's on the
Sully's
show?
Good.
Sully's kind of said it already now, so I guess I was going to leave for that.
Good. I mean, if we come up with a different name, that's cool too. I'm cool with whatever, man.
Doxed him right away. He's been here 5 seconds. And now, with him here, we officially have one more person on the show than listens to the show.
We have 8 people on Twitch watching us.
Oh, 8 on Twitch. That's awesome, Twitch. Thanks
what
for
did you say? You needed to make $1 million? 5 people,
something
right?
Like that.
And it was $1 million?
I think those are the words I used.
Rich.
So we have 8 people. That means $1.5 million.
Yes.
No,
exactly.
it's
$1.75
Twitch,
million.
Twitch has affiliate requirements. And it's boring technical. We don't have to go into it, but basically a certain amount of people listen, a certain amount of hours going out each month. Stuff we will easily meet. There are requirements before they start running ads on our channel and stuff like that.
I mean, 5 people could hang up right now. We're already not easily meeting them, but okay.
This is true. This is true. You're right.
Yeah. If you're Discord
I'm so old. It was Twitch, but I said hang up. like a fucking 90-year-old. Jesus. Man. And plus, you mess with my audio, so it really feels different. You're to my left. There's all this light.
Yeah, we got new lights in here. This is brighter than the studio's ever been.
Yes, exactly. We got somebody across from me, not Adam. So I sound weird.
Before the show, look, airing dirty laundry, warts and all approach type of thing. Before the show, because we knew we were going to be rewiring today, and the boys came up here today like 5:30, 6, well, probably about 6:15 to give us enough time to get the wiring done so we could set up the cameras and get Twitch going. And we are technically in my basement of a house in Florida, which is kind of a rare thing to have anyway. But let's be honest, I sometimes bring food down here and it'll sit here for a week. All right, before like the Tuesday before you guys show up, about 30 minutes before you're here, I'm down here cleaning. Like, oh fuck, the guys are gonna be here. Let me go straighten up the studio.
It's all petrified.
Well, yeah, I've had to clean several dishes with like fucking chainsaws. It's been pretty bad. But we had some visitors in here tonight. So as I was cleaning up the studio earlier today, before the guys got here, I hear in my garage, I hear this sound, and I'm like, okay, I knocked something over, something's still falling. About 10 minutes later, I hear it again. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I walk out there, and sure enough, coming out of the insulation in the
ceiling
between floors, the ceiling between the floors.
Not in this room.
Not in this room, is a 6 foot, what looked like a garter snake, or maybe a marsh snake for Florida. That's gray with yellow lines on it. Just falling out of the ceiling. I'm like, fuck me. That's the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Tired of these motherfuckers.
So I got him. He's alive.
This motherfucking studio.
I didn't kill him or anything. So he is definitely still alive. I took him with a long stick and fucking flung him in the woods. So he's gone. But we could quickly realize when the guys got here and started really moving like chairs and shit around, they realized what the snake was after. And we had 2 little mice in here. So that's kind of sketchy. I am nervous about that.
Fortunately, they were rats.
They were just mice.
Baby rats. No,
they were rats?
I think they're field mice. I think they were field
Were
mice.
they field mice?
I'm pretty sure they were.
Man, they look like really tiny baby rats. I'm hoping they're rats
Oh,
for
they
your
were
sake
definitely
because they
babies.
have smaller
Penises?
generation, smaller spawns, smaller.
I was gonna say
They have less of
smaller
them.
shitloads. That's what I was thinking. They left less shit around the place for you to clean up.
Entomologist will be called tomorrow,
Yeah.
and I will be having this place completely. Whatever they do, they are going to do it tomorrow.
You're gonna go get a rat fucker to take care of the issue.
Something, man. Dude, that creeps me the fuck out. I don't like. Look, I'm not. I love animals, number one, so I'm not going to purposely go out of my way to kill something. If I can trap it and set it free, like the snake out there, then I will. Unless it's poison. If it's poisonous, fuck that, it's going to die. But if it's not, then I'm going to set it free. But in the case of having your house full of critters, that just makes me uncomfortable. And that's time for them to go.
My grandma just had to do that. She just had to have somebody come out. She had rats living in her ceiling. But she's in like townhouses, like quadplexes, I think, or whatever. So it was like, it's apparently a huge problem in Palm Bay.
At the beginning, well, I don't know about rats, but at the beginning of last year, I had a mother have about 4 or 5 baby raccoons in my attic. So I had to pay a shit ton of money to have that taken care of. They don't even like forcibly remove them. They go up there. They spray male pheromones because during the day the female's not there. She just leaves the babies in the attic and comes back at night for some reason. They spray male pheromones and they said, now, I know you heard some rustling around at night, but tonight it's going to sound like it's going to be crazy up there because she's going to get up there. She's going to smell those male pheromones because the males will eat the babies. And she's going to be trying to get those babies. She's going to get those babies the hell out of there one at a time. So for the next night or two, expect to hear.
That's actually pretty smart.
And that's exactly what happened. It sounded like there was like a raccoon party up there for one night. And then when they come back the next day. They ask you, hey, did you hear anything the last day or two? And nope. They come back and they seal every possible entry. It was, they were getting in there through the roof. Welcome to Florida.
You said it cost a lot. How much was it?
$1,700.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah, I think I got robbed.
How big were the mice?
Raccoons.
Well, yeah, but how big were the mice in here? Maybe I'll live with them for $1,700.
No, it won't cost you that much.
Get that snake back
I got
again.
jobbed. I even talked to another person that does that. They were like, "Oh my god, you should have paid half that." I was like, "Whoops." That's what happens when you just like go to the internet and try and find something. I should have looked in the yellow pages.
So let's throw some love first to our council members. So for Twisted 10, first things first, right off the bat, because this is our first Twitch stream, I think this is important to point out. The Twisted 10 podcast is a top 10 list podcast. We've been doing this since 2016. Got about 150 episodes that we've got out there now.
143.
143.
This episode is 143.
Nice. So there's a lot of content, but the topic, or not topic, the concept of the show is either one of us 3 hosts or a guest host comes into the show and brings a unique top 10 list, something you can't just go look for on BuzzFeed. You have to come up with it on your own. Now, you can be inspired by other top 10 lists that are out there. However, it's got to be something that you've written.
Just about anything we do, you could probably go find some kind of list. It just won't be our list.
Sure, yeah. And sometimes the shows have a twist. Sometimes a number is made up. One of the topics is made up. Sometimes there's a factoid in there that is just, off the wall crazy, or sometimes there's a theme that's the twist. I mean, there's a bunch of different things that could potentially be the twist, and it's always a surprise when it is one. Sometimes we do competition shows where the three of us or our guests also compete.
Fucking Dan.
Yeah, but fuck Dan. He's never invited back up here for that again. No, just kidding, Dan. We love you, buddy. He's Noob Time in our Discord, so go check him out. He's got the crown in Discord right now. But yeah, so that's the general concept of the Twisted 10, is it is unique, original, host-created top 10 lists. We are explicit, so we will cuss. There will be some, topical material that, isn't best for little ears sometimes. So make sure if you're listening, you're doing so at your own risk. So yeah, I think that's important to point out. But our council members. So we have a Patreon. That is twisted10.com. No, patreon.com/twisted10. And that is where we have extra content every week. We've got 40 episodes in there now.
40 episodes. It's just over 30 hours of content now.
Nice, dude.
We hit a new milestone.
That is for, there's 3 different levels. $2 a month is just a show supporter. $5 a month is a council member. You get officially recognized in Discord with a special color and special access to those shows, as well as your own council member only chat. To interact with us and the other listeners. And then there's also, for $10 a month, and do we have them down here? I don't know. I might have them still upstairs. We have the council elders status. Those are our elite of elite status show participants and council members. They're the top tier. They get their own special keychain that says council elder. They can ask Ron for special services to be named how they want to under a bridge at his choice.
But they have to print the keychain with their 3D printer, right? We just send them the the code.
Cool,
we send them the program.
That'd be kind of cool.
Print this, push the button.
This is those keychains, and one of our council elders might correct me on this because it's her sister. But there is a place that we use for our signage out of Washington or Oregon, excuse me, that is using the redwoods from that part of the world. So the wood that is on our 2 signs in the studio, which are facing away from the cameras, but that's okay. We'll fix that for next week, is Sequoia giant redwood wood that has been used. So, but yeah, so that's our council membership. It's our Discord. Hop over to Discord. You'll see us there. And Josh is moving the sign around, so we'll have it to be able to see a little bit. See, Josh has got the fucking jam for the setup over there. That might fall over there, too. Yeah. Twitch is going to watch that thing break into 1,000 pieces tonight.
30 seconds later.
30 seconds after it happened.
Nice. There you go.
And since we're getting chilly, shout out to the show sponsor, Manscaped.
You got the plug bell, Ron. You got the plug bell now.
Shit. Where is it?
Scramble. Get the plug.
I'm getting it.
Ron is lost. We gave him the plug bell responsibility. That was as fast as the Twitch stream caught up to you. You're good.
Yeah, if people watch it on Twitch, in 4 minutes from now, you're going to watch me go for this bell.
You want to see a dad scramble to...
With a broke big arm.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
what else do we have to plug before the show gets started?
We'll talk more about Manscaped later, but for 20% off and free worldwide shipping, use code Twisted10 at checkout. That's the end. That's all the...
Awesome.
That's all the shilly business. So I want to talk a little bit. I got to do a really cool trip recently. I just went to Halloween.
Oh, nice.
Just went last weekend. I went to a music festival here in North Florida, and it was a wild experience for a few reasons. Had kids. If you've been listening for a while, show disappeared for a good minute. I haven't been to one for a while. So it's been 4.5 years since my wife and I have been to a music festival. And the experience was great. Like going to the festival here in music, all that was super fun. Bringing my props out, spinning again, ton of fun. Ran into like a great longtime friend there, so we.
I thought I saw that picture in there.
Yeah. I ran into Nathan.
That's awesome.
I heard he was there, and so we get there. We wanted to walk around, see the grounds ourselves. It was more about going with my wife and I, because we just hadn't gotten away in a while. And going to hang out with friends while we were there is awesome. So we walk the grounds, we catch up with him, or catch our bearings. That's what I'm trying to say. Catch our bearings again. And we decided to sit down at main stage. I text him like, "Hey, dude, we're here. We just sat down at Dumpster Funk. Let me know where you're at." And he's like, "Oh, we're at Dumpster Funk too." It turns out We sat down out of 40,000 people. He was sitting like 25 feet away from us.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was wonderful. So we got to we linked up with him. I found out where his group was kind of hanging out. So we would just kind of like roam into their group and hang out for a bit and then go back and do our own thing. And it was really neat. But there was a moment of being totally overwhelmed where we could we get out of the campgrounds, the camping festival, we get out of camping, we get into the festival grounds, we crest this hill and it goes down into this amphitheater stage. And there is 25,000 people packed in there. And I know we try to avoid talking too much on COVID, but it's impossible to share this without talking about it, because I haven't been around that many people at one time in 2 years.
Social anxiety kicking in a little bit.
It's not it wasn't uncomfortable or anything, just
you're just aware of it where you might not have been before.
So many fucking people here.
Huh.
So we stood at the top of this hill. There's a little fence there separating it. We just hung out there for 15 minutes and just
absorbed.
Oh my God, there's so many people. And it was after we got over the initial shock of all the people, we talked about it a little bit later into the weekend, but it was the most pre-pandemic feeling thing that we've done yet. There was just nobody was wearing masks any more than usual. At festivals, a lot of people wear masks anyways, just for dust and stuff, because there's a lot of dirt getting kicked up. And it was normal. It felt I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to call it normal too, because normal has just changed. But I don't know. It was really bizarre. It was cool being back around that many people. And they had really stringent vaccine requirements and things like that. So we felt comfortable. It was outdoor anyways.
What do you mean really stringent vaccine? You weren't allowed in the festival unless you were vaccinated?
Or had a negative test from a hospital or from a certain level of doctors within 2 days of it.
And they were checking it? They were checking?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. That was before we even got to car check and wristband check and everything. And they were all right, let's see your vaccination paperwork.
Let's see your papers.
Yeah.
Guess what? You don't have them. You're without papers. No? Okay.
I don't get it.
So WAP. He's going back to the WAP.
I was going back to the 20s.
Show from last week's show when we talked WAP.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
WAP is
We
now...
talked WAP.
We talked WAP.
WAP
did.
talk.
But it was
This is WAP talk.
All right, I'll give you that one, though.
Okay, thanks.
So it got me thinking on the way back, though, was what are 10 of humanity's largest gatherings ever?
Is that what this is?
We started talking on the way back.
Cool.
So this is actually one I put together in the past 48 hours. But it's...
Is it so that meant Margaret drove and you wrote the list on the way home? No, I'm kidding. I'm totally
No,
kidding.
I mean, yeah, she did drive
That's better
home.
than the time I wrote it here. No, I was kidding. Well, you thought I did, but I didn't.
That's funny. No,
All right, so let me see if I've got this working.
Would you like them?
No, that's just what you like a black and
Would you
mild.
like a black and mild?
That was almost like I hit it again because you just said it live. I thought I had hit the button.
That's like Josh and his old man. He could do it exactly like the button. Yes, it was him, but it's still impressive.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Less talky, more twisted 10 lists. Get to the damn show already.
So Ann did not send us any messages for this week.
Good.
So nothing new. I don't
She
know if
was
that's
too
good or
busy
bad.
fucking with our cameras.
I will tell you, go watch on HBO Max. There's a show that is the future of what Ann is going to do. It's a show called Raised by Wolves. And it's
Plug bell for Raised by Wolves.
it is. Oh
do
god!
it. I suck at this.
Josh, did we create a monster by giving him the plug bell?
Plug
worse
bell
than
for
you with
monsters.
the
No, I'm just
launch
kidding.
buttons.
Well, that's a good point. But I'm an awkward. I usually hit him with my right hand, and now I'm weird. I'm out of place. Anyway, that is what's going to happen with the Cult of Ann. Watch that. It's actually a really good series. It's one season. But all right, Josh, take it away, buddy.
All right. So so to do this at the front of my list, Britannica.com, largest.org, Wikipedia.com, Parlo.com, and GuinnessWorldRecords.com.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, you guys. Lots of details. All right. So number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10 is, let's see, how do I want to bring these details out? It's from 2003. It took place in Rome, and it was about 3 million people. This is the smallest gathering on the list.
Is this
At
an order?
At 3 million?
Is this an order of gathering?
It's
Sometimes you've done stuff like that numerically for stuff.
So not quite. It started that way, but then I realized, we'll come across, there's like several that were estimated like right at 5 million.
Okay, gotcha.
So it was like hard to keep it.
So we're starting off at 3 million people?
Yep.
Jesus.
Yep. So this was an anti-war march that, so if you guys remember back to 2003, there was a huge global protest against the U.S. invading Iraq. So that was such it was so big that it actually took place over several weeks around the world. But this is the main, or the largest gathering was in Rome. So it was on the 15th of February, 2003. It took place in more than 600 cities when it happened. This is only accounting for Rome. 3 million is only Rome. So this protest as a whole was massive. Again, global, 3-figure millions. It was crazy. It was all about, we had decided to invade Iraq. The world was not happy about that. But another fact. So BBC News also said that across the UK, they had anywhere between 6 and 10 million people took place in protests around the UK as well. It was crazy. A lot of people really upset that we were going to invade Iraq.
2003, I had just begun my career in IT, really, working for State Department. I was maybe 22, 23 years old, I guess. I don't remember exactly what it was.
How old are you now?
You're going to ask me to do math. I'm 42 now.
Okay, so you were 24.
I was 24?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, well,
because
there you
2003 was 18 years ago because this is 2021.
All right. Math by Ron on Twisted 10. No, so I remember exactly where I was when we went back to. I obviously remember what happened during 9/11, but I remember when we went to war with Iraq in there, and it was different. It was a different experience. We supported where I worked. We supported Iraq sort of tangentially at the time, but not directly. So it wasn't until years later before we went out to Iraq with that same contract to. Yeah, fuck that part of the world. By the way, I'm done with that part of the world. Unless there's some listeners out there, because if you're listening to us on Twitch from Iraq, no, I'm just kidding.
Could be somebody like on base.
Yeah, we might have some expats listening. I don't think Iraqi citizens care much about us.
I think,
yeah, it's the Twisted 10. Yeah. American citizens barely do.
I think the real sentiment is kind of fuck that contract and how it was handled.
Yeah, and the part of the world though. I agree on that statement. Yes, I agree with you, but also that whole part of the world. I'm done with that region of. Not people, but just the region. It's a horrible place to live right now. It's not Mesopotamia. It's not the golden, lands that it used to be. It's a rough part of the world.
I see what you're saying. But yeah, so that was part of a much larger global protest, but 3 million people marched in Rome against the U.S. invading Iraq.
Interesting. Cool. Are any of these twists? I don't know if we asked that or not. So is there any twists?
We did not. There is not a twist on here. I had a made-up one, but I couldn't convince myself that it sounded real enough, so I replaced it.
You should have done it. I'd have fallen for it.
Maybe, probably.
Yeah, I mean, you're the king of that. Like in your Disappearing Civilizations, you made up one. Dude, I never saw that one coming. That was beautiful.
I'm so proud of that one.
Hey, by the way, I know this is kind of completely off topic and it's a very hard tangent, but tonight at about 1 o'clock, technically tomorrow morning, 1 o'clock Eastern time, the next launch happens out here at Kennedy Space Center.
Are they launching people?
Yeah, it's a 3 crew.
So in like 5 hours from now or whatever?
Yeah, okay. About 5 hours from now. Yep.
Cool.
Maybe we'll see it on our way home.
Probably.
Or we can just go to the backyard. We'll still be here figuring out the stream.
How the fuck does this work? So I'll save those for later. I have some observations on the types of things that gathered people, but I'll talk about it later.
Titties. That's always something that will make people gather.
It's always titties.
Do we have any comparisons of the Trump versus Obama inauguration numbers in this list?
Oh, you had to go there. Flag on the play.
Flag on the play. Political comment.
We need a real flag.
You need a flag, just a fucking beanbag.
Come on, I've been really good this year.
He didn't give you
really
the dad eyes, but he gave you the mom rolling up eyes. That's what you just
A
got from
little
Josh.
bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I am a one self-contained parental unit.
You are. I like it.
All right. So number 9.
Number 9.
9.
Number 9 was a Rod Stewart concert in 1994.
If you're on my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, sugar, let me know.
Now, who was that? Just
all
out of
you got.
curiosity. Who was that supposed to be?
That's Rod
I
Stewart.
know it wasn't Rod Stewart.
Let him sing it.
No, I wasn't
Who
getting
sings
too-
that?
It was
Let
actually-
him sing it.
It wasn't
pretty
bad.
good.
Who
Ron's got-
sings
I
that?
did-
Let's keep it that way. Fuck off. I've heard them all.
Ron has a good voice for doing covers, and I would like. He's done a great Adam Sandler at a bar with me a long time ago that I think we should bring back.
Oh, yeah, it's good times.
Piece of shit car.
Yes, yeah. Ode to my car. It's my specialty in karaoke.
All right, sorry, Josh.
Fair. No. You're
Our
fine.
tangent.
So, 1994 in Brazil at Copacabana Beach.
Her name is
I
Lola.
don't think that was Rod Stewart.
She
was it?
was
No,
a
no,
show.
no.
That's
No,
Barry.
no, no.
That's Barry Manilow.
But the location is.
So that's so Copacabana Beach, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It was New Year's Eve, 1994, and it was a free show. So he just did a few, and the pictures of it are wild. There was 3.5 to 4.2 million people at this show. Now at this show is
That city's not that big
it,
either.
It definitely is. And when you see the pictures, it's really not as. It doesn't overtake the city like I
Okay.
would have expected as well. Rio de Janeiro is huge, I guess.
This is where I would Google it and we'd have it up on the screen up here.
See,
everyone would be
producer's
like,
ready.
See what I'm saying?
Producer Sully is ready.
Maybe we should have brought the TV down.
We should have brought the TV.
I got them Goog skills.
Goog skills.
Oh, dude,
Are you going to be here? Did we even introduce
Yeah, we did briefly.
Sully?
Were you
Like,
looking at your phone?
probably.
But he was on
Did
Discord.
he say? Oh yeah, that's right. We had the whole conversation on what to call him.
Yeah,
Now
we don't know
I
what
remember.
we don't know what to call Sully.
I was just wanting to make sure we weren't being rude.
We should just call him Goog Soul
Goog Soul.
instead of Google.
Goog. Let's just call him Goog.
Goog.
With dot Gook.
I don't know about Goog.
Goog.
Wow. Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, that's
Nobody was thinking that,
Goog.
Ron, but
We make
let's
sure
not do
I put
it.
explicit on Twitch.
I had
real
just
fast.
watched
Hold on.
I just watched a documentary on the Vietnam War. That's why I remembered that. That's a lie. Actually.
do-
I've never seen one.
Discord probably is going to ask to see Sully at some point because we're talking about how beautiful he is.
Oh,
so
God.
you might have to hop over and
I like-
hop over into front of the
he's
Twitch
got the
stream.
shirt all open too, and the chest out. It's like the Fabio thing going on
Well,
here.
that's
I
not-
can't
shirtless,
believe
yeah.
it's not Botter.
I'm gonna button this up a little bit.
That's not. Hang on. That's not a style choice that Sully has.
His,
What Sully-
his buttons are broken.
No. He buys very nice clothes, but the stores are so sophisticated that he shops at. They don't sell buttons above nipple.
Yes.
Is that what it is? I
Yeah.
thought maybe
Yes.
he was so hot his girlfriend always rips his shirts open. See,
Well,
that's
there
why.
is that. I mean, that is a possibility. I would rip them open, but
Well, I'm out of here.
all right. Well, who's our next person up for the producer role? Josh?
next.
Oh gosh, Josh is the IT guy.
I say I would probably have to pick that up
Yeah, I
if
think
Sully
so.
bails on us. No fucking the producer, guys.
Damn it!
We clear.
All right, fine.
Shouldn't have worn my bikini today.
Shouldn't have brought that box of condoms.
So for each one of these list items, I tried to just put together some facts because some of them are just like who is the person or what is the event, what does it mean, why is it important. So in this case, Rod Stewart's a famous musician. So
Oh yeah.
I grabbed a few details about him and his career. He is knighted. He is Sir Roderick David Stewart.
I didn't know he was nice. I didn't know who Elton John
It
was,
was
but I didn't know
2000
Rod Stewart
I
was.
think it was 2006 or 2008. I don't think I wrote down the year, but he was recently knighted for contributions to charity. So he does like huge charity shows, donates a ton of money in the UK. So the Crown recognized him, made him a knight, which is pretty cool. Let's see, he's a rock singer. He's done pop music. He's written songs. He's been a producer. He's born and raised in London, though he's Scottish and English ancestry,
Oh, it's my brother.
which
We found out, by the way, that Ron has.
Oh yeah, we never talked about it on the show. Remember a long time ago? You know what?
Should we?
We'll do it at the break.
we
At the
did
break,
talk
real
about the
quick. On the regular show, we did.
On the regular show, we never
did.
announced
We
it.
teased it forever, but I don't want to interrupt you, so keep going. We'll talk about it.
When we come back from the break,
Yes,
we'll finally
real quick.
reveal
Yeah.
Ron's Native American heritage rumor when
Yes.
we come back.
I forgot all about that. Like 2
You got to
minutes
remember
ago.
that. You know I won't remember.
I will
shit.
remember.
You don't have to. I'm going to write everything down. So.
Fuck, look at it. Nice. You are going to earn that no paycheck so well.
Dude, I watch 45% of nothing.
You got it, dude. We'll make it.
Get it? I'll give it
50%.
all to you. You're gonna make 100%.
This is my jab.
Let's see some of the facts about him. He is one of the best-selling music artists of all time, having
no
sold
doubt.
over 250 million records worldwide.
God damn.
He's had 10 number one albums and 31 top singles in the UK alone, 31 top 10 singles, 6 of which reached number one.
Oh,
that was
so
a
he's-
weird sentence.
Most of his music is kind of boring, and I like 80s stuff, but
He's
most of his
had
stuff is just.
it's like hair band music. Like it's just like
Yes.
Wait, you have your links. You should pull up just a short little clip to play.
how about I got you.
I just sang
We'll
a
come back
clip.
to that.
What do you
Understood.
need? What more do you
Understood.
need?
Damn it.
Just pick a song. I'll sing it.
Spoilers.
He's had 6 top 10 singles in the U.S.,
I don't know any
4
songs of
reaching number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
So this was
Oh,
a
he was
free
knighted in
Some guys have
2016.
all the luck. Is that one of them? Forever
Some
Young.
guys have
all the luck.
I know that song. So this was a free show that drew 3.5 to 4.5 million people in
Yes.
Copacabana.
There's some contention over the numbers. It's in a range because there's a huge amount that is
The
assumed to
turnstiles
be
broke.
there for a big fireworks show. Huge fireworks show that also happened. I think people came out for the fireworks as well. So they're accounting for this like 800,000 person delta.
Let me explain to you how events work. Regardless of the draw, if you're like involved in the event, you claim the numbers no matter what. Let's go circa 777. We know that we had a lot of fans coming out to watch our favorite band at the time, Hot Pink, perform for us,
This is true.
but we still claim that we had 450 people.
It was our event.
It was our event. Yes, you're 100% right. But most people are like, who? Just get to Hot Pink.
Exactly.
We know. It's okay. We know.
It was all right. We had a good time.
It was a lot of fun. Drank a lot of beer. My God, we drank a lot of beer.
So this is a question for you guys. Rod Stewart has been in many different bands. Did you guys know that?
No.
Actually, no. I've only known him just as
I actually
Rod
don't know.
Stewart. I didn't know he was in any band.
I don't know. So, like, we've got other famous musicians that have, like, the E Street Band and, you know, other named bands that they've performed with. Like,
Yes.
What's the band that plays on Jimmy Kimmel?
The Roots.
The Roots, but they're also tied to another artist. Too,
I'm not
aren't they?
sure which
Lenny
artist,
Kravitz,
though.
maybe? Or, I don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah,
actually.
so no, I don't think either one of us know Rod Stewart's.
Bands.
You know who would know that? Dan.
Dan, for sure.
Of course,
Tack
Dan
might.
would.
Tack might. Actually.
Yeah, Tack might.
Might.
Go for it. What do you got for us?
So
Who?
he was in these other bands, and I was hoping one of you guys had at least heard of one of them. But he did Jimmy Powell and the Five Dimensions,
Nope.
the Hoochie Coochie Men,
Nope.
I just like the name.
This must be like in the late 60s.
1964 to 1965, the
Oh,
Hoochie
yeah.
Coochie Men, 1965 to 1966, and the Steam Packet,
Nope.
65 to 66.
Steam
as well.
Packet's what I do when I download a new game.
I get
Sorry,
it.
wait.
I get it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got it. I
There
got
you
it.
go.
It's right here. I deserve that.
Um,
Anything from the 70s at least?
he did Faces,
Nope.
1969 to 1975.
No.
That's it. So then that
Then
is
after
Soul-
that, he
Soul
went
Agents.
solo. So he's been solo since I was born.
So most of our lives, yeah, he's been solo.
Yeah.
all
He's
of
not-
our lives.
He's also making music.
I was gonna say, hasn't he done a lot of writing for like already famous artists? Like he's provided the inform whatever. You know where I'm going with that.
I know
I
where
don't think
you're
any
going
of
with
us will know the answer to that question. Discord might be yelling at us right now, like you dumbasses. Yes, of
Yeah.
course. Here's his songs.
Jeff Beck Group, someone's asking, maybe you're talking about?
Yes, the Jeff Beck Group, 1967 to 1969.
Okay. And then on the Roots thing, maybe it was Questlove? You're
Yeah, he was the
thinking
lead. Questlove's the lead of the Roots, but I thought the Roots had done. They were like the backing band for a major musical artist. Like,
of? Giving it a goog.
yeah, the Roots are awesome. Questlove is one of the most talented musicians I've ever seen. He's also cool as hell. He's got an awesome like face for TV as well. He's just this personality, but he's cool.
Hey,
You
the
look- if
people
you-
the people watching this on Twitch, do I look fat? Sorry.
What on, Joe? They all said yes.
Okay. Oh. Hey, by the way, I confirmed that it's that a few of us have told us it's a 5-second delay. That's all they're getting.
They're only getting 5 seconds.
5 seconds from Discord to Twitch. That's what 2 or 3 of them confirmed.
Oh, that's not too bad. So
No,
when we
that's
were listening
fine.
to it during our testing in here, it was easily a 30-second.
Maybe it's just a 30-second delay in this basement.
Maybe Twitch, since this is a new account, maybe Twitch has something where they had to trust our feed or something for a while, and then they would, who knows?
I'll buy it.
All right, sounds good.
Or they just have a better connection than you do on your phone.
I hope you'll buy it because you own the business account for Twisted 10, and
I have all the... Yeah, I'll buy it.
yeah, sweet.
Plug bell for Josh.
Why did we give him that bell?
Okay,
I'll get bored of it soon.
number 8.
Number 8.
Right.
Really? On number 8? Uh-oh.
So we are... I am going to butcher a lot of names on this list. There's a lot of Arabic and Indian names.
Excellent.
Sorry in advance.
Can I say them? Can I re-say them in a insulting and in racist
Not
accent?
like Apu. No.
I'm just
You cannot pull out Apu. The Simpsons got rid of Apu for a reason. I think.
Did they?
Yeah, the Simpsons don't use the Apu character. Or if they do, they don't use that stereotypical accent for...
Hello, Homer. Want to watch the baseball match?
Yeah, basically, I mean...
The Nye Mets are my favorite squadron. You know what that is, actually? That's actually a line from Apu when he was trying to get his citizen's card and trying to be American.
Oh, really?
That's an actual line that he said on the show. That's why I said that. me and a friend of mine always say that to each other.
Just a couple
it's
years ago
hilarious.
when we got all politically correct, the Simpsons came under some heat for Apu.
So their answer to being politically correct was just kill them off the
They
show.
canceled it, yeah.
They cancel cultured Apu?
Yeah.
What is the world coming to here?
Number 8.
Oh yeah,
Number
we're still
8.
on his list.
The Funeral of Gamal Abdel Nasser. This was 1970 in Cairo, Egypt. His funeral drew 5 million people
Damn.
out to recognize it.
Dang.
So,
And this is in India, though. They have 2 billion people there?
No, like 1.2.
1.2 billion?
Yes.
So just a... Wait. I can't make the sound effect. Drop in a bucket.
drop in the bucket.
For India.
I see what you're going for.
That
this
was?
wasn't Egypt, though. This is this one was in Cairo.
Oh, Egypt. I thought you said India. Okay.
He was the second president of Egypt, and he led from 1954 to 1970, and he passed away from... It's later in my notes. It was I think he had a heart attack.
16-year presidency.
No,
That's a long
I was
presidency.
going to say, so he was the second president of Egypt, so the first president was 12,000 years old? Sorry, that's just such a bad joke. Oh, that's horrible. That's just horrible.
So he was a controversial leader because he decided to fight a war against Israel twice. And that didn't impact his reputation back home because he also had a unifying effect on the country. So when he did, I got to in my notes. So when he did have a heart attack and pass, it was a general sense of mourning. So, and he was I thought it was kind of neat, his backstory. So I'll summarize it so I don't have to read all of this, but he didn't come from like a well-to-do part of town. He was constantly in trouble at school. He was getting in street fights. He took part in anti-British street demonstrations, and that's just 1940s and 1950s occupation. He went to law school, entered the Royal Military Navy, graduated as a second lieutenant, basically an officer, and started turning himself around. He served in the army, and he made contact with three other officers. One of them later became the vice president of the United Arab Republic, which he founded. Later another one became his field marshal, and the third became his successor as president. Sorry, these names. I was gonna try them. I thought about it.
Give one of them a shot. Come on, give us one. Give us one full name. Not his name, because you already said that one. And Hassan is a pretty easy name. Abdullah something Hassan is pretty easy. So give us the hardest one.
Zachariah Muhi al-Din? Zachariah
Wait,
Mohideen?
is that General President Aladdin from the Dictator movie? Because that guy's pretty tough.
Let's see.
Nobody got that joke.
That's
You
a good movie.
Twitch, you've seen Dictator.
I've never seen it.
It's
Fucking great. It's a great movie.
I've never seen it.
She finds out she's pregnant. Oh, congratulations! Are you having a boy or an abortion?
Oh man,
That's horrible.
That's
but
horrible.
It's Sacha Baron Cohen. So to kind of
his
summarize who,
that's his thing.
Yeah, he's a shtick and shock jock of comedians.
Oh, interesting.
Think Borat. I mean, that's all you-
Borat. He's funny.
But Borat is as if you were a Middle Eastern dictator. There you go.
That's kind of funny. Maybe.
Oh, it's a hilarious movie. Right, anyway, sorry, Josh.
So him and these 3 other officers, they founded a revolutionary organization called the Free Officers. And the only person who knew the makeup was Nasir himself. And it was to oust, their goal was to oust the British and the Egyptian royal family. It was a coup.
Oh, okay.
They were a revolutionaries. So Nasir and then 89 other officers staged an almost bloodless coup, ousting the monarchy, and then ran into some differences on how the country should be led amongst themselves. Nasir eventually won, and those who disagreed, he's like, hey, just fall out of the public eye, go about your life, leave, whatever, and you'll be fine. He put one of the other officers in charge as a puppet chief of state, and he ruled from the background for 16.
Well, 16 years is how long his presidency was.
It wasn't
For Hassin, whatever his name
Nasir.
was.
It was okay.
Nasir.
So for just over a year or 16 months is where I was getting that from.
Sounds like Putin.
He kept it kept his real role secret, ruled from the background until this puppet was ousted by a journalist company, and he rose himself. He named himself as prime minister and stepped out and said, "I'm in charge of the country, surprise!" And then he was in charge. So he, from the bottom, rose all the way up, stole power, and then went on to lead the country in such a unifying effort that people celebrated him. Is one of the largest gatherings of humankind in history.
Good stuff.
Super interesting.
I never really thought about looking at, like, what's the largest gathering of this, that, or the other.
You guys are coming up with these unique lists. I mean, off the wall shit. I don't even have anything close to this in any of my like prep lists that I'm working on, but this is cool. I like it.
This is fun. So I'm gonna bring it way down, or the mood way up, for number 7.
Ooh, number 7.
The Cubs World Series Parade.
Ah, there we go.
The latest one.
2016 in Chicago. Also estimated.
I would hope so, because I'm sorry, Josh. I would hope so, because wasn't the last Cubs championship like 110 years ago?
Yes, it took like 100 and something years.
Or we're still in his thunder, I think.
Oh.
That's
We still his thunder.
Yeah, that was his last. That was the last thing he had to say.
Oh.
It's the end of the list.
My bad. Continue.
So anyways, it's about 5 million people. Like you said, though, it was in celebration of the fact that it had been just over a century since they had won a World Series. So everyone was super excited. Friday, November 4th, 2016, there was a parade that shut down, an impromptu parade that shut down downtown.
Did you say
Shut
century?
down downtown.
Yeah,
Yes.
over 100 years since the
Over
Cubs had
100
won the
years.
last World Championship.
How long has baseball been a thing?
Like
No,
like
it's been-
120 something
Yeah.
years.
It's been a while, but
The Major League Baseball has been around like 125 years, something like that.
one of the most unique dynamics when it comes to sports fans. They are the people who are like sports fans for cities that live in the cities, but also people who don't live there. They form this emotional relationship where their moods, their endorphins and their depressions also tie to the team's performances, or maybe as a result of the team's performances. It's amazing if you watch a diehard baseball fan. I don't care what team you're a fan of. If you watch those people, they are I mean, they are fanatic for the game.
Okay, follow-up question. Are there any teams that have never won a World Series?
Yeah, probably.
Or are they just miserable cities?
You know what, though? And Major League, I mean, if there's any new teams, maybe there really hasn't even been. I'm a big baseball guy, much more football and basketball, but
Yeah, I don't know.
like the Marlins are a little bit newer team. Excuse me, they've won twice.
Yeah.
Um,
Tampa's won multiple times.
Yeah, I think Tampa might have
Discord
won.
or Twitch, hook us up. Let us know if you can
Are there any
find
Major League teams that have never won.
Exactly, a Major
Yeah.
League never winning baseball team.
Because maybe we can find a correlation between like the happiness of the city. Like you said, the fans like to.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, the Indians, maybe the Blue Jays. I don't know. I'm just throwing out
Cleveland's
there.
won, I think, a pennant here. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not a baseball guy either. I'm not
Yeah.
really even a sports guy anymore.
Is there any mention of Bartman? Was he there? When I say Bartman, you guys have no idea what I'm talking about. Do you?
I don't have any more notes about the parade.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, just quick part of the celebration. I'm sure people would do this is in the mid 2000s, somewhere maybe early 2000s. The Cubs were playing the Marlins somewhere in the playoffs, and it was in Chicago, and there was a foul ball hit. The Chicago player was going to catch it, but in baseball you can get fan interference, but you wouldn't I would think, but shouldn't interfere if it's your team trying to catch the ball.
Wait, how can you interfere with the baseball?
Yeah,
team?
you can interfere like at the foul line, like when it comes across the wall, because they can try and catch it over the wall. Fans are right there.
Why don't
They can
just
try
put
and
the
screw with
seats
it.
a little bit further back?
No, they don't. It's part of the game. Part of the game, just like all the fields are different sizes and shit.
There's
It's
a
just part of the
stadium.
game.
There's a stadium that they actually cite for being an additional player, and the reason why
Oh, Colorado.
is it Colorado? Because
Yeah.
the stadium gets so loud
Oh.
that the players can't
That's
hear
football.
the crack of the ball. Oh, really?
Yeah, that's football.
Interesting.
That's the 12th man, Seattle Seahawks.
Still kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I thought that was baseball.
real quick though,
Green
no.
Monster is baseball.
Green
Okay.
Monsters baseball. But real quick, so this guy Bartman went and tried to catch the ball, even though it was his own team,
That
and
guy
cost Chicago that. And I mean,
infamous.
considering at the time they hadn't been to a World Series in like 90-something years, it was a big deal. So that Bartman, like Jeb Bush had to give him asylum in Florida. He could not. He was going to get killed, literally. In Chicago.
Yeah, people would have killed him. for
Yeah.
that.
Anybody listening is aware of that.
I don't
They'll remember.
anything that much.
Yeah,
see-
I'm with you.
That's not uncommon for the rest of the world. The rest of the world is that same way with
Soccer.
football or soccer. Yeah.
Football.
Football. So if you fuck up something for a Colombian team or for Italy, for wherever, you're going to be in some fucking serious trouble.
Like I get it. Like I understand it. Like I understand a mouse has a basic drive to eat cheese.
Oh, you got to say mouse, huh? With the two we found in here tonight. I see where you're going with this.
I know. I had to bring him back up.
Freaking giving me the creeps.
Twitch
But-
confirmed Green Monster is the Red Sox.
Oh, cool.
So I don't know. I guess I just anything. I get that other countries feel that way too, but I just like, oh my God, you scratched that celebrity's car, I'll fucking kill you. And like, oh, that sports team lost the sports. Fuck you, I'm gonna kill you. It's that step into I'm going to like. I don't get that. I don't like anything that much.
Yeah, you think there'd be a few steps between like murder and annoyance.
You would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just excessive, is what I'm saying. It's
Well,
just-
that's why
it's
they're called
excessive.
fanatics.
Short for fanatic.
Fanatic,
Fine.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna bring it back. So number 6.
I'm getting made fun of
6.
from Twitch because I use my
Yes,
hands a lot
yes,
when I talk.
noticed.
so
I never
I'm gonna-
noticed that.
Yeah,
I'm
they
gonna
like it.
fucking put them under my ass.
Now
Twitch.
you're gonna just be
Thanks.
moving your feet when you talk.
From
Sitting on
Fluff
your
on
hands.
Discord, but really, who doesn't love a handsy guy? That's what
Ah,
Boom.
see?
says. And I got
That's
got
our
the
elder
most
standing
amount of
up.
likes.
Elder standing up for you.
I'm gonna
right.
give it a like too. Here you go.
All right. So number 6 is another funeral. This is the funeral of Ayatollah Khomeini. This was 1989 in Tehran. This was 10 million people that showed up to recognize
Better recognize
his passing, his
The
falling.
Pope doesn't even have this many.
Hip man from Chicago just said, "Fuck Steve Bartman." Somebody knew what I was
That's
talking
awesome.
about.
Hitman giving us one of our best drops ever.
What down, Joe?
Hitman,
How
we
do you
love
know
you,
his
buddy.
full name? Like, did he just interfere with the game and go,
people found who that motherfucker
yeah.
was. Trust me.
Wait,
he cost them. What did you say? He cost them a win.
Cost him a win, which would have brought him to a World Series. Yeah, it was a serious deal.
Like their 90
people from Chicago, no, that guy cannot.
But like
live.
His face was all over the news on every single look at this failed
people
video.
Find out who they was.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
He was all over the place, and it didn't take long for.
The
I know
news
that guy.
Killed that guy.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, media. Well, he didn't kill
Yeah.
him, but he's. I think he's still alive now. But
he is. He was working for ESPN for a while.
The media doxed
He turned
him.
into a career.
Yes, he did.
Good for him.
The media doxed him.
Oh,
officially.
that's just not okay. I'm gonna look him up, make sure he's still alive.
So, funeral for Ayatollah Khomeini. The reason, so 10 million people, it's on the list. Out of the things that I could have chosen, I took this one down because I was so surprised by the service that he was given. So he died after repeated heart failure. And when he passed, he had people with him. And then they didn't announce his death right away because he was the leader of the country. It'd be like if our president died behind closed doors, we wouldn't find out for, 24 hours or something. It'd be because things have to happen. Mm-hmm. So they go into that time frame. So they moved his body to a large vacant lot in North Tehran known as the Musalla. It was used for public prayer and sacrifice on religious holidays. On a high podium made out of steel shipping containers, his body was laid down, wrapped in a white shroud, in an air-conditioned glass case, feet facing Mecca, the indigo turban of a descendant of the Prophet on his chest. Very respectful. They put him up on shipping containers in this giant empty lot and didn't tell anybody right away that it was him. They didn't make the announcement yet before they put his body in place. People started showing up, and the way the people prostrated themselves, that's what I'm looking for, is they were like beating on their chests and their face, screaming out, "We are orphaned," to the point that they would like draw blood from themselves, like lashing themselves. Yeah. And there was such a press to get closer to his body. 8 people were killed. Hundreds were injured.
Whoa.
Trying to get closer to him.
Yikes.
Did they start
that is brainwashing.
It was, well, yeah. Did they start to do like the religious movement around the? You know what I'm talking about?
That's a Hajj thing.
Yeah,
I do know what you're talking about in Mecca, and they did not. As part of the ceremony, the Tehran Fire Brigade spread the mourners with jets of water, not at pressure, not like trying to knock them back. But it is.
Here's what you need. We know you're sad and depressed, but here's 300 psi to the face.
Let's just say, so they didn't have it powerful, but it's apparently part of Shia Islam. It's just part of their faith where they were washing the people down, washing them of their sadness.
Oh,
or something.
okay.
So they put him in this glass case up on top of shipping containers.
Iranian holy water.
Sprayed the mass of people with hoses, and then it was also significant. He was labeled as an imam, which is considered a perfect Shia saint in the Middle Ages. So it was like. There's a whole bunch of to-do around his body. I know nothing about his role in global politics. He could be an awful person, and I have no idea. But I just thought the celebration of how he passed was fascinating.
It's a lot of people, regardless of the sentiment, right? You don't know his history, but regardless of the sentiment, his followers came out. I mean, the people who cared about him came out. Yeah. What was the number of that one? How many?
10 million people, and we're only half.
I was about to say that was number 6.
How does that even look? Like that's 3% of our country.
That's a lot of people. 10 million people. That's
we're coming. I'll call it out when we get there. I think I wrote it down. We're coming up on a point where gatherings became visible from space.
Yeah. So I lived in Bogota, Colombia for a few years, and that whole city is 10 million people. The whole city. Like the population of Manhattan, New York area is probably like, 20 million at this point? So think of half of Manhattan.
Wow.
Or half of New York proper.
I'm looking it up.
Nice.
So I'm going to get our break music ready. You guys want to talk a little bit about Manscaped?
Actually, because we've asked Sully a bunch of questions, right? But one thing we really haven't asked him is, how hairy are your balls, Sully?
It's true.
That's what we want to know. Manscaped wants to know. They have a package ready, performance package.
That's what I call my package too. It's a performance package.
So wait, did we purposely
good.
wait to bring Sully on board until after we had given away all the Manscaped prizes that we had in studio? Is that what we did here? Instead of hooking our producer up with some Manscaped products?
Oh no, I took
Yeah.
them all.
They're all in a box sitting closest to him at the moment.
They are, yeah. Oh, so for the folks who have won any of our Manscaped drawings, those are going to go out this week. I wanted to get Josh and Ron some signatures. Well, no, because we like
just
sending
playing.
out.
Yeah, we sign a signed letter.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, we send out something personal to everybody who wins something. We'll throw in some stickers, and then those who are also waiting on their keychains. We got those this past week, so those are going to come out this week as well.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, he's holding up one of the letters that we print out a custom letter, then we write little special things from us here in the studio.
I write funny things. You write boring shit.
Sometimes. No, I meant you're funny, not my boring part. Yeah.
But anyway, so if you don't want to be like Sully and have really hairy balls,
So hairy, dude.
yeah, you just gone on to manscaped.com, put in the code TWISTED10. It's spelled out, all letters, no capitals, no numbers.
Or all capitals.
Yeah,
I think either
capitals.
works, right?
Yeah, either or, whatever. TWISTED10 and get 20% off.
And free. Hit the bulk bell. Yes, and free shipping worldwide.
Yep.
Nice.
And free shipping worldwide.
Nice.
And we're going to have some new products to be able to show off or talk
That's true.
about here in the future, but they're not even released yet officially on.
And now that we're on Twitch, we're gonna have live dick shaving competition.
We are. We're gonna whip them out on Twitch.
Wait, what?
Well, I'm out of here.
Not only did we lose our producer, we lost our host at the same time.
Yeah.
So we have. So they just released their 2-in-1 shampoo and their body wash. So they have those out. Those are coming to us now. We have 2 more mystery products that we can't talk about yet. However, what you guys don't even know yet is that I have responded back to our rep and said, hey, we had really great engagement when we gave away some stuff. Can we have some stuff to give away?
Oh,
So I don't know where that's going.
sweet.
Last time the stuff that we gave away was like out of our own swag box, which is cool. It was fine. We're happy to pay it forward. But now we might be getting some actual giveaway stuff.
that
So I'm
would be
hoping for
dope.
like some stickers or something a little bit different, more than just what they can buy. So we'll see what happens. But I asked the question.
Josh,
All right, cool.
Josh knows this because he knows that I haven't never looked at the Twisted 10 email. I have, but very rarely. I don't keep it a regular thing that I check, and I know that correspondence is in there, and all 3 of us have access to it. He's like, I know you haven't looked at the emails, Adam, but
I wasn't going to say it.
I like being called out on the
awesome.
show. I prefer it. I prefer it that way.
So in honor of Sir Roderick Stewart, I have found one of his classics. Do You Think I'm Sexy?
Yeah,
By Rod Stewart.
Discord, we're hanging out with you guys in the break. We'll be back in just a minute, everybody else.
Thanks, guys.
She sits alone, waiting for suggestions. He's so nervous, avoiding all the questions. His lips are dry, her heart's gently pounding. Don't you just know exactly what they're thinking? If you want my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, sugar, let me know. If you really need me, just reach out and touch me. Come on, honey, tell me so, baby. He's acting shy, looking for an answer. Come on, honey, let's spend the night together. Now hold on a minute before we go much further. Give me a dime so I can phone my mother and catch a cab to his high-rise apartment. At last he can tell her exactly what his heart made. If you want my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, honey, tell me so. If you really need me, just reach out and touch me. Come on, sugar, let me know. and it's raining. They got each other, neither one's complaining. He says, I'm sorry, but I'm out of milk and coffee. Never mind sugar, we can watch the only movie. If you want my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, sugar, let me know. If you really need me, just reach out and touch me. Come on, honey, tell me so. If you really need me, just reach out and touch me. Come on, sugar, let me know. If you really need me, just let me know. Just reach out and touch me. If you really want me, just reach out and touch me. Come on, sugar, let me know. If you really need me, just reach out and touch me. Come on, sugar, let me know. If you really need me, just
My genre.
tell me so.
And we are back. Hey, throwing it off by Ron bringing us back.
All right, so
Adam's looking at me like, wait, did I do something wrong? Why are you doing? What? You're doing hand signals all the time. Like people can't see us now.
That's the carry on answer. Just good. You got it.
I got it. Am I doing okay? Yes. All right. Are we
just
not
like watching-
recording? Is that?
No, we are. I
is
just
that
like
what's
watching
happening?
the. I just like watching the ship sink
I was
slowly.
thinking because I'm wondering, like, why are you staring at me? And we are listening to Josh's top 10 attended events.
yeah, the top 10 largest human gatherings in history. Well, actually labeled it in history, but because of the exponential rate at which we have created humans, all of these are in the past 50 years. There is nothing on here older than that because there weren't enough people more than like 100 years ago. So
We couldn't gather like a couple million Neanderthals for like an elephant hunt back in the day, like 70,000 years ago.
a couple million? No,
No,
we could not.
No, that's true.
All of them
Population-wise.
together,
probably didn't
probably
equal 2
smaller than
million.
Chicago.
Yeah, you're right.
Before you get back into your list, because we do get a recap 10 through 6
Mm-hmm.
before we kick off to number 5. But I wanted to plug something real quick. We do have still up on twisted10.com a merch site. So if anybody is interested in bags or... Look at that. Nice.
good.
This is a
Powerful.
Good hit, Ron. Just go to twisted10.com. It's either merch or shop. I don't
Shop.
remember what it is. Shop.
Slash
Okay.
shop, yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
on your list.
there's a very, very cool bag that's up there that I've been teasing that I'm gonna buy it for a long time, but Josh keeps dad-eyeing me because of it. But I'm gonna buy this bag. It's
I
pretty nice.
dad-eyed Ron one time about not buying merch, and now he brings it up, so I will sass him about it more.
Yeah, it's great. I love when you sass me, Josh.
Pod Dad.
Pod Dad.
Pod Dad.
The prices are pretty reasonable. I say pretty reasonable because like they're for some things they're pricey, but that's because it's quality stuff. For other things, it's very reasonable.
Can
very,
they
very
get 20%
inexpensive.
off by using the code Manscaped?
Do we give discounts?
Oh, wait, no.
No.
Is that not how it works?
We actually don't give discounts because behind the screen, we don't make any money on these.
Okay, so it's not a
Yeah.
profit generator.
Right. Yeah.
Well, so
this
I'm not
is-
going to send them to buy. Well, if you like the show and want to rep some product stuff for us, cool. But
Well, if we ain't making money, forget it. Is that what you're saying?
That is
No.
exactly what he just
that's
said.
how it
think
came
it is.
off. I realize that now. That's not what I meant to say. Back to you, Josh.
What did you mean to say? Hang on.
Are you're gonna put me on trial here? I don't. Oh, you're just see. I could carry it, but if you give me
I
the
know.
carry on hand sign, I can carry it.
That's true.
Ron struggles a little bit.
Well, when you do it, I think I'm missing something, so I stare at you like, what? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say?
I also I
wait.
wasn't-
We got one more thing to bring up too. What was it?
Ron's heritage.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, so several weeks, maybe even months ago, right? 2 or 3 months ago.
At this point, probably
I was
3
told.
months ago.
You guys know. Anybody's listening to the show regularly. You guys know I was told for years that I have. And especially this is the first day that we're on. This is a perfect day to say it. The first day we're on.
So you get to see
on
what he
Twitch.
looks like.
See how fucking white I am. And I was told that I have like a quarter Native American and blah, blah, blah. So I decided to do the 23andMe.
Well, back it up. But you've been to, so what we told on the show is that your family, all of your family has told you this whole time that you are Native American.
Absolutely.
heritage.
Cherokee, and specifically Cherokee.
Yeah, they had the tribe down too. All right.
Yeah,
Are you from Florida?
Yes.
This is apparently a big Florida thing. A lot of people
thinking they're Native American, but not being Native American.
There's something that happened. I'm going to look it up. I'll give it a Goog. But there's something about some sort of event that happened. Yeah, I stole that from Mark Norman. But anyway, there's something about some sort of a pop culture event that happened that it made it really cool to become like Native American sometime around like our parents, grandparents' age.
Maybe it was when people realized they got fucking money from the casinos.
They are.
There are tribes that once you become 18, you become a millionaire. Anyway.
Yeah, so I thought for years and years I was carrying this belief or thought around, even though I didn't believe it.
And based on the video, there's not even a way you're a 50th Native American. No, he's the whitest guy in the room, Garbage.
I am, seriously. Anyway, so I did the 23andMe, and it came back, and
well, hang on, because that was only available. We were teasing that to.
I was teasing it,
towards the after show.
Towards the after show. Shameless.
That's okay.
Shameless plug.
Not really content necessarily for.
Whatever. But then I forgot to. I didn't want to leave that out forever. I forgot to mention it on the regular show that clearly I have no Native American. I did have 2%. Yeah, 0.
Didn't even show up.
Didn't even register.
So now you have to find who the liar is.
I have more Neanderthal and African American than I have Native American. Sub-Saharan African. Yeah, and I had just under 2% Neanderthal.
2% Neanderthal. Yeah.
Who told you were Native American?
My dad.
All right. Who told
clearly,
him?
I'm sure his mother, or he just made that shit up. I don't know.
You need to tell Dad that Grandma's a liar.
Yeah, I am. I'm not going to even tell my dad because he won't believe me.
Really?
Anyway. Yeah, that's bullshit.
Even if you have paperwork, he won't believe
science proof.
Yeah.
Science. See, Ron had a much better. Like when we talked about this, we were in the car, and I asked the same question. He had a much better response. He said, "It's not worth." Breaking that part of his dad's identity.
No, it's true. At this point, he's 76, 77 years old. Why am I going to do that to the man? Everything you thought about your life was a fucking lie!
It's kind of funnier that way, though.
Here's the real question. What if you get him DNA tested through 23andMe and he is one quarter? You're like, well, who's my dad?
Dude, that would be so fucked up. I get nervous about that. Like, I don't even ask his blood type because I'm O negative. So if he's anything other than O negative.
You're a universal donor, my friend.
Yes, so if he's anything other than O negative, I would know instantly he's not my dad. So I've never asked that question.
I only know that O negative is a universal donor from my days in DayZ.
And AB positive is the universal recipient.
I am O positive.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Which means you are the hardest blood type to get blood
to fulfill.
for.
Yeah, but I'm
so
also
you guys got an opposite thing going on.
I'm also more resistant to lots of airborne bacteria or viruses or some shit. O positive is like one of the most resilient blood types that there are.
I'm O positive that we need to give this back to Josh and let him recap.
All right,
10
Josh,
through 6.
Take it back.
All right.
Take it back. Give us a 10 through
Take
6.
it back.
One last thing that I
off.
have to do. Got to give a shout out to our council elders.
Good job.
He tapped Ron on the arm and said, good job. You got the plug bell.
I was like, why hit me?
So T, Thing 2110, Tycho, Louie, Regalia, Fluff. Thank you.
Thank you all. We appreciate you and we love you. And you are what made us buy these cameras. So are you regretting that now?
Are you looking in the camera?
Yeah, he's good at it.
I look right at
That's
it.
impressive.
I constantly think
I'm
he's looking
pretending
at
they're
me.
not there. I'm just like, look over here, look over there, look at Sully like
You gotta
this.
look at it occasionally.
Yeah.
It's just gotta but you don't break when you're talking.
Pretend
Otherwise, it
like
gets
you're
really
looking
weird.
at me.
I address.
All
So
three
I
of
look
you
at.
look towards me.
I
look
look at
towards
Sully. I look at Sully often because he is getting involved. But when I'm talking to our Twitch stream, or specifically our council elders or council members, I will look directly into the camera.
Look him in the eye.
Right in your soul.
Rook eye, always rook eye.
I have noticed.
All right. Up, down. 10 through 6. Number 10, the Anti-War March. Number 9, Rod Stewart's Free Concert. Number 8, the funeral of Gamal Abdel Nasser. Number 7 was the Cubs World Series Parade. Number 6 was the funeral of Ayatollah Khomeini. And number 5.
Number 5.
You guys ready? World Youth Day. This was in...
The two Utes?
The two Utes?
What's a ute?
Wait,
Like a truck?
you get it, don't you?
Yes, from
Okay.
my cousin Vinny.
This might be too old for you, Josh.
Oh, like most of your references.
Yeah.
1995, this was in Manila. This is another 5 million person gathering. So we actually went a little bit back down. The next two are down, and then we go into the real big numbers.
Lollapalooza? Sorry.
Lollapalooza, not
even touching it.
close.
Yeah, not even close.
Not even close to this list. Any of these. Any music festival, even Woodstock, at 300,000 people.
Yeah.
Not even
Earth Day
noteworthy.
birthday?
Edie Beatty. I remember Edie Beatty 18. She's finally legal, boys.
Oh my god.
You guys remember that? Being
remember.
locals here in Cocoa Beach area.
A local radio thing.
I've been to 2 of those. They were fun.
I've been to them
Fun.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw Offspring way back in the day at one.
Oh yeah.
Got to keep them separated. All right, sorry, Josh.
I saw Offspring as well, but it was 2007.
Yeah.
Mine might have been like 96.
Did not go to that one.
World Youth Day is a Catholic celebration that gives millions of young religious people the opportunity to meet the Pope. So it was started in 1986 by Pope John Paul II, and he started in Rome. So this particular gathering in Manila was the first time any Catholic anything had been hosted in an Asian country in modern history. So that was pretty remarkable. But let's see.
I was wondering if the Pope was going to make a presence in this list for big gatherings, like the Pope's funeral and stuff. I know that might be on there, but that's
Or when they announced the new papacy.
yeah, that draws a big.
It does draw, and not. I don't have the number, but those gatherings,
Didn't touch it.
nothing. They're
Really?
not, yeah.
Vatican City gatherings don't draw that big of a
So
crowd.
people
huh?
care more about protesting that the U.S. was going to Iraq more than the Pope. Clearly,
Accurate.
Well, yeah.
given the same
Yes.
location.
Are you calling a logic bomb there? Because that
No,
would
it's
make
just funny
sense.
because it was same location, Rome.
That's a good point. Vatican City's not in Rome, but it's beside it, right?
It is
'Cause
in
it's its
the
own-
heart of Rome.
Oh, is it
However,
really?
It is its own country, like you were about to say.
Yeah.
It is its own country. It has its own post office. But yes, it is like it has Swiss guards. The Roman police they don't work the Vatican City. It's all self-contained. It's its own thing. It is awesome. If you ever have an opportunity, I highly recommend going. It is just a marvel of human engineering. The building is. I've never been in anything so large as the Vatican.
What about Ron's ass? Oh, sorry, too easy.
Bump.
I might have a trip opportunity to go to Italy with my company
That'd be cool.
here in 2022. So
Yeah. Ron mentioned I never actually told any of the stories from my honeymoon where I backpacked Europe for a month, or we backpacked Europe for a month. I have all kinds of cool stories. I got to go do all kinds of cool shit. I went to Ibiza. It was awesome. I had so much fun. But World Youth Day, it was started as the goal behind it. The Pope was trying to impart on Catholic youth that they were being empowered to progress or perpetuate the church's tradition and practices and spirituality in the world. To kind of validate the youth. It was in response to a declining Catholic Church membership in the world. And so, wanted to show out. So, in the Philippines, where the Pope had never been before, for him to show up to all the youth and say, come hang out, you are validated, come meet the Pope, come do things. And there's presentations and song, and just like a church festival, if you can imagine it, but it's just all for youth. That's World Youth Day.
cool.
5 million people, 1995. Number 4.
Number 4. I do want to throw this out there real quick because this was a chime in from Discord. Very apropos timing because of the heat that the Catholicism has got.
Because why?
It's just another World Youth Day. Just another excuse to touch boys. So touch boys' hearts. That's what I meant.
Touch boys' hearts.
Yeah,
Yes.
touch boys' hearts.
Touch
Let
them,
'em bump.
move them.
I do also want to throw a shout out real
That
quick.
even happened
to-
locally
So our signs
at,
that are in
at a church.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah. When I went to Catholic school. I'm not gonna say the
Did it
Catholic
happen
school.
to you? Are we gonna have?
No,
Are we
I
gonna
was
have
in honestly, I was in
session?
2nd grade at the time, and the altar boys were 7th and 8th graders because that school went from kindergarten through 8. That absolutely happened. They had to remove a priest.
Wow.
And they didn't remove him like he went to jail. He just went to another church. This was back
that's how they do
in
it.
the mid-'80s.
Wow.
Interesting.
Early 80s, actually.
I forgot to get the keychains at the break. My bad. I also forgot to pee during the break, so that's really my bad.
I'll go fast. Don't worry.
However, the two signs we've got up in studio, you can see the one sitting behind Josh, but we also have one that's on the other side of the studio. We're going to rearrange for next time we air. She's listening live into our stream right now, so I want to make sure we give a shout out to Sweet Evergreen Sign Company out of Oregon area.
She's on Twitch?
Pacific Northwest.
It's on the back. Hang on. Plug yourself. You said she's listening?
She's listening on Twitch, so
Plug yourself.
make sure we give her some love. So thank you for the signs. We fucking love them. And I tried fixing this one today for the back thing that fell off during shipping. Not your fault, but the shipper's fault. I couldn't get it done before the show started, so I'll have to fix that next week.
Should I not have moved it? Because
it's fine.
I rearranged without.
No, it's fine. It stays supported. It just can't hang right now.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, sorry. I deterred your show.
You are good. Number 4 was the World Pride March in New York City. This is the 30th of June, 2019.
Gay Pride?
Gay Pride, yeah.
Okay.
This is
Fortuna, California, not Oregon. My bad.
Oh, cool. So this one, it was an LGBTQ pride parade that is a continuing tradition from the original World Pride held in Rome in 2000.
Damn, Rome is like the fucking centerpiece for large gatherings.
Yeah.
3 times.
Rome came up a lot. And there's a lot of other gatherings that were not enough to make the list. Started in Rome. Ton of activism in Rome. A ton of religious activity in Rome, though that's, of course, not a surprise.
Yeah.
A ton of international issues being protested or demonstrated for. So I don't know why Rome is still a melting pot of the world, but it's still, they stand up for all kinds of stuff. So this one started in Rome. It moves around. It's determined by a group called Interpride. They're an international association of pride coordinators. At its annual general meeting.
Do they rent cars? Interpride.
Oh, Enterprise. Got it.
At first, I was like, what?
Enterprise.
I was like, was I looking at my phone again? I was so lost.
It's just a guy with a lisp saying Enterprise.
So while this particular event is the largest World Pride event to date, they actually, their gatherings internationally tend to be the largest LGBTQ events globally. I mean, international cooperation. I can see how they have earned that moniker.
How many were you at with this one?
This one went down to 4 million.
4 million. Well, you went down to 2 and then back up to 4. Wasn't the last one 2 million with the
It was back
children?
down to 5, but
okay.
So
Gotcha.
5 to 4. From here, they go up. The
All right.
next 3 are upward trending. But there were a couple of events that this particular march lined up with. They celebrated, it was the largest international pride celebration in history, which they called Stonewall 50, produced by these organization names are long. Produced by Heritage of Pride and commemorating the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising that brought 5 million people into Manhattan for the weekend alone. Now, it extended all around New York City. This was just the main event in Manhattan that drew 5 million people. Celebrating the Stonewall Uprising of June 28th, 1969, which happened in New York City's Greenwich Village. And that event is considered to mark the start of the modern gay rights movement. Or, as Wikipedia added, more commonly referred to as the fight for LGBTQIA plus rights. So the acronym has extended, and
All right, so I know LGBTQ.
You have to guess the other ones.
Lesbian,
All right, so
gay,
lesbian, gay,
bisexual,
trans, queer. I don't know what I and A are.
Something to do with being non-binary, binary, something in that realm. I don't know.
Got to think of a word.
Polyamorous? I don't know.
Now, that's a sexual preference.
I know.
Actually, not even a sexual. It's a relationship preference.
I bet you somebody in Discord will say it.
That's all right. I hope I don't sound insensitive. I would do it right.
No, we
not.
just don't know
But-
because they keep changing it, so I don't know what it all
They
stands
keep
for.
adding to it, and not changing.
Yeah, adding
to
it to
the
it.
acronyms.
You're correct. Well, and the plus just means and all the rest. I guess.
Yeah.
And everything else.
IA. Indifferent. No.
Mm-mm.
It'd be something more specific, I think.
I know the A, but I'm going to look up the I.
What's the A?
I think it's asexual.
Asexual?
I don't think
Really?
it's people don't want to have sex.
Yeah, the people who are not sexual
Yeah.
at all.
All right.
I think so.
Yeah, so I and A were new to me, so.
Huh.
But yeah, okay. Number 3.
Ooh, number 3. Here we go. Here are the big boys.
This is another funeral
Oh.
of Kanji Varam Natarajan Anadurai.
Damn, you nailed it.
Did it. This was
He
in-
sounded the same, but didn't actually add the Apu accent. He just sounded androgynous, by the way, coming in from Discord from Claytor.
Oh, androgynous. Okay, that makes
Okay.
sense.
I like to touch her in her androgynous zone. Oh, sorry, is that not the word?
Was it androgynous or
Erogenous.
ambiguous? Because I
Ero-
remember ambiguously
gay duo?
from SNL.
From SNL.
They can't do that skit anymore, I don't think.
You don't think so?
Probably too sensitive.
They
in
like to push the
society.
line a little bit, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but they won't push it that
for
much.
such a liberal group. They do kind of push that
They do.
line a little bit.
They
but-
do.
All right, sorry, Josh.
No worries. So
and intersexual.
this was 1969 in Chennai, India. This was 15 million people.
Oh,
This one made the list because it is considered the largest funeral attendance in history, as well as, of course, being on our list. So 15 million people took the streets of Chennai. He was the former chief minister of Tamil Nadu, a southern Indian state. He was widely respected as a writer and speaker, and also he was popularized for his policy of making Tamil, 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 the official language of the state, and he rejected Hindi. So I got him some local political clout. He was, let's see, so a little bit of his life. He was born the September 15th, 1909 in Kanjivaram, Madras Presidency, or present-day Kanjipuram, Tamil Nadu, India.
all right.
Lower middle class. His father was a weaver. His mother was Bangaroo Amal. I don't know what that means. His mother was Bangaroo Amal.
She banged kangaroos at the mall for entertainment.
Bang kangaroo at mall.
Let's see. He was raised.
That's hot.
He was raised by his aunt. Age of 21. He married while a student. They had no children. Later adopted. They raised some other family members, grandchildren. He attended Pachayapa's high school. Left to work as a clerk in the town's municipal office to help with his family's finances. He was just like a normal guy who went into politics just from local reputation, and 15 million people showed up to mourn him when he passed. He was just that popular.
Damn.
He was
That's
like
impressive.
He was like the Kennedys.
Local
crazy.
royalty. Yeah. We have local royalty here in Brevard County, Florida. Little old Brevard County. Well, it's not real royalty, but it's upper class, name recognizable people in Central Florida.
Like the Daynos and stuff.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, that's fine. They own I don't know, 10th of the county or something. They build commercial. Anyways.
These, you would probably recognize them. I actually met one of them, really nice guy, but they're called the Chrysophiles. Those are like
one of them's a realtor.
Yeah, there's one's a realtor. The one I met had to do with the government contracting stuff at NASA. So that's like the royalty name down here.
I'm related
I didn't even
to
know
a
that.
U.S. president.
Are you really?
Mm-hmm.
What U.S. president?
William Henry Harrison.
Yeah, he was president for a month, buddy. Congratulations.
And
Because he partied too fucking hard.
You know some facts.
Yes,
my friend.
bro. He became president, partied his ass off, got pneumonia, died a month later.
And replaced by
Don't know.
President John Tyler, which is my first two names.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
So now we don't need a nickname.
We're going to call you William Henry Harrison.
We're going to call you producer president. Or president producer. That's cool, man.
Just a random factoid.
Cool. So number 2 and number 1, they showed up.
Wait. Together?
Well, they showed up many times because they're recurring events that regularly draw crowds that dwarf the rest of the list.
Really?
100%.
Ooh, can
So,
we guess them?
Yeah. I'd be
Sure.
yes.
So
all right.
But so the deal is,
let's hear the size. Maybe
oh no,
is that the spoiler?
that would be
I got to guess.
sure. Take a guess. Yeah, number 2, number 1, recurring events anywhere in the world that draw a crowd that dwarfs everything I've mentioned so far.
Anywhere in the world.
It was Trump's inauguration speech.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play. No politics.
So
Got him. Back in your understairs
Got
closet.
him.
That's awesome. So it's a repeat. Is it an annually repeating or a semi-annually or multi 4-year type deal? Like you just
We keep going. The hint is going to be what's it called? I mean, different answers to that.
Okay, different.
It's-
That's
yeah.
fine. That's fine. So maybe it's only a done during event. Ooh. Does it have to do with the cosmos? Like let's
guess.
say a
You know what? Yes.
like
it
a
does.
solar
Does he
eclipse.
get the crown back?
Like a yes,
1-0.
like solar eclipse type thing, or because those are pretty big gatherings in those areas too, and very focused in areas.
Oh yeah, good call.
It's a good guess. It is incorrect.
Is it better than Ron's guess?
I don't have a guess.
Yes, I win. That's all I
Yes,
was
it's
going
better
for.
than Ron's.
No guess.
Better than Ron's
Damn.
guess.
All right.
So number 2 is the Arbaeen pilgrimage. This particular pilgrimage was in 2015 in Karbala, Iraq. It was 27 million people.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
That's
So-
nuts.
It is held. So the known as the Arbaeen Walk. This is the largest annual public gathering.
We've talked about this before on the show too.
I'm sure we have, because we experienced part of this when we were over there. You remember the Million Man March? So that's lost train of thought there. So
Well, Million Man March was different. That was in D.C. though.
That was in D.C.
That was the march in the 60s, right? For
We should- I
protesting.
I thought there was a recent Million Man March.
We should talk about that off air because I don't remember the details specifically, but where we were,
Okay.
we should probably not.
Good call.
So, but the walk is the largest annual public gathering, and annual is important because the other one is a little bit different. It's held in Karbala, Iraq, at the end of the 40-day mourning period following Ashura, the religious ritual for the commemoration of martyrdom of the grandson of Prophet Muhammad and the third Shia Muslim Imam Hussein ibn Ali's in 61 AH. I don't know the Muslim calendar. I don't know what that means. 680
After Allah? I don't know.
AD. Yeah.
After Hala? Hala. Okay. Now
Who was
it's getting worse.
I think you hit insensitive there. I think you might have hit the insensitive button.
Mayhaps.
he's believed to transcend all cultural boundaries and be a symbol of universal freedom, compassion, and social justice. Anticipating Arbaeen, or the 40th day of the martyrdom, the pilgrims make their journey to Karbala on foot, where Hussein and his companions were martyred and beheaded by the army of Yazid I in the Battle of Karbala.
And that pilgrimage is supposed to be like a certain distance too, right? Like, isn't it supposed to be like to show your faith? You're supposed to walk like 100 kilometers or something. I mean, it's a pretty good distance.
There's a lot of different Muslim pilgrimages.
Gotcha. Okay.
Some of them did have requirements like that. 'Cause
Length requirements.
So much of this list landed me on Muslim history, which I just didn't realize that there were.
And we admit here we're pretty ignorant to that topic. So just to be fair.
admittedly. So the Muslim faith brings people together in gatherings, in mass, in ways that I've just never experienced. It's crazy. This one, 27 million. Let's see.
I was involved in a while Josh is looking that up. I was involved in a march, like a protesting march that involved. In this case, it was like 200,000 or 300,000 people. So when I was living in Bogota, they were. It was the citizens of Colombia were protesting the FARC at the time, the bad guys in Colombia, the drug dealers in Colombia.
Fuck you.
They were protesting them from they just I don't know exactly what the protest was, but it had to do with the citizens wanting to take a stand against the bad guys, against the drug dealers, because they have no respect for humanity. And it was big. Like our State Department at the time told us, hey, you guys need to stay at your homes. Don't come to work today. The streets are going to be untravelable. There's going to be, and sure enough, I was on the 11th floor of an apartment building, and the intersections all around my
Oh, so you just looked out the window and watched?
Yeah, we just drank cervezas and sat on the porch and just watched
That
the
actually
whole
sounds
thing.
fun.
It wasn't bad. Yeah,
For
it
you,
wasn't-
anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
So the estimate for this pilgrimage is it's estimated because it's the route. It's how many people went and took part. So that's why this one shows up so regularly, because that's how it's measured. But it's over the course of this day, 25 million people went through Karbala.
Well, if it's just checking turnstiles, Disney World will hit that in about 7 hours, I think, in Central Florida. No, I'm kidding.
I would not be surprised if they broke 7 figures a day.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Yeah.
It's a lot of people. Or maybe 7 figures a week. It's a big park, and it gets packed. But 1 million people is a lot of people. Anyways, so the whole route is serviced by volunteers, food, water, like people making the pilgrimage. They're able to get help from people along the way, and they just volunteer. And some pilgrims make the journey from cities as far away as Basra, or about 500 kilometers or 310 miles away, and they'll travel on foot, like by road, which is wild.
And Basra is what time of year is the pilgrimage? Does it say anything about that? The season?
It changes because the Muslim calendar is based on the moon, so it changes seasons based on that.
Because fuck walking through Basra in the middle of summer.
Yeah, fuck that.
My God, man, I've never been so hot. And it wasn't humid like here in Florida. Granted, they say dry heat's not as bad as, humid heat. Fuck that. It's still 115 degrees.
That's what I'm saying.
We had the laser pointers, like the little laser temperature measure things. I don't know what you call them. Laser thermometers. There we go. I do know what they're called.
You got there.
The ground temperature, just the ground under the sun, not like in a focused area or light reflect. The ground temperature was 140 degrees.
Do you remember my shoes
Fuck
melting?
that. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Your
standing
shoes
on the
melted?
fly line. I had a pair of shoes melt. I had to buy new Merrells at the store because my shoes fucking melted standing on the fly. Standing there.
That is hilarious.
I don't
No.
even want my steak at 140.
Right? That's too
Yeah.
well done for me.
Too much.
But Merrill's at 140 might taste pretty good.
Let's see. And there was a brief period of time where this tradition fell off. It was performed up until 1901. So, 680 to 1901. It was performed for
Quite some time.
1,220 years or something like that.
Yeah, no kidding. Bless you, by the way.
And then it was banned. People made the trip in secret still, kept the tradition alive, but in private. And then when Saddam was overthrown in 2003, the number has continued to go up every year since then. So we can actually expect to see the Arba'in pilgrimage topping charts consistently. There's no reason to think it's going to stop growing until they reach however many people they can support in Karbala. So
That was number 2 at 25 or 27 million people.
Yeah.
25 to 27.
But number 1 is also a pilgrimage of sorts?
I
Because you
would
kind
guess
of
so.
grouped them together.
I did group them together. It is a religious gathering,
Okay.
and I forgot to mention it. This is these double digits are ones that we are able to see from space. 15 million, 10 million, 27 million.
nuts.
Oh, wait, let me take this one. Let me take this. I'm going to use Ron as a leverage for my joke here. So you can see this movement from space. It's a large pilgrimage of people. Is it the folks trying to come up to the southern borders? Is that why we got to put it in the wall?
Flag on the play.
There we go. All right, I had to throw it out there.
It's been the worst show
I got
ever.
dad eyes. I got dad eyes.
This has been the worst.
earned them.
This has
I
been the
did.
most
Earned
flags thrown in Twisted 10 history.
It is. Yeah,
FYI.
it has.
When do we penalty box a player?
Yes, exactly.
the
Can
wrong
you penalty
sport?
box me?
Does
Because
hockey have flags?
I have to pee
No,
so bad.
just penalty box, I think. I don't watch hockey.
No, they encourage fighting in hockey.
Yeah.
And then the
Not as
loser
much-
has to sit in the penalty box. That's how it works.
I think not as much as they used to. I think they're still fighting, but it's not quite what it was. They've even taken it some out of hockey, too.
What the? What?
Yeah, cancel culture, man. It's done it. It's ruined everything.
Are you serious? They've taken the
Flag on the play.
They've taken the fighting out of hockey.
Not completely, but it's not what it was.
Huh.
I don't know.
Dentists all over Canada are
I think
crying
we actually
right now.
have a. I think one
Mr.
somebody in here
Great
is a Boston Bruins fan.
Mr.
They may be
No
able to
Tooth.
speak to it. Might have been Carnage.
He's looking
I
at his
can't
phone,
remember.
Josh.
He is
We
looking
can
at his
say
phone.
anything right
Is,
now.
So
is-
number one,
Is it a different religion?
it is a different religion.
What are the biggest religions?
Well, Christianity.
I don't think they're
Hindu?
pilgrimaging. Okay, bang. Hinduism.
Mu-
Good one.
Muslimism.
So that'd be India.
We just had Muslim, so maybe the guess would be Hindu
Jewish.
pilgrimage.
Jewish.
I don't know if they do the pilgrimage.
I don't think Jewish people
Yeah.
do pilgrimages.
Don't they?
Oh, they definitely did.
Yeah, they do it to.
Boom.
I want to say Mecca.
Yeah.
This is
That's not right.
120 million people.
Holy shit.
Oh, it's got to be India.
It's gotta be India.
That's what
Has
I'm
to be
guessing.
So
India.
Hindi.
China
Hindi.
is an atheist state, so I think maybe.
It is called the Kumbh Mela.
Cool.
The Kumbaya.
Close. That song. Who did that? One of you guys did a list that explained what Kumbaya means.
I don't know what me.
It must have been that other show.
It's
Josh is probably on that show. We don't know it.
He's guest hosted 4 times already.
sorry guys, they don't want to hang out. They're not friends.
It's an African American spiritual.
But it means like come by us or come by all of us or something. It's like a
Kumbaya.
Come by here.
My
come by here.
lord.
Yeah.
So the Kumbh Mela gathering of 2013 was the largest peaceful gathering of people ever recorded.
All right.
It was so large that
How large was it?
there was a TED Talk just on the infrastructure challenges in handling
no kidding.
120 million people coming into what is basically a peninsula off of India.
Oh, all right.
So-
Woo, we got
cool.
India.
You got it.
Nice.
Yes,
Good
you
job,
nailed
Adam.
it. It is
Adam gets 10 points.
I get the crown too.
Yep.
Yes.
what?
No.
Oh, damn it.
I take away 10 points.
So when I said that it's kind of weird, the schedule is weird. The ceremony is celebrated 4 times out of each 12-year period, and it's based on a luni-solar calendar that also has to do with the positioning of Jupiter. So it's nothing to do with like astrology.
Loony?
Luni-solar.
Lunar solar. Loony?
The sun cycle and the moon cycle and the position of Jupiter determine
A loony cycle?
a
Wait,
luni-solar calendar.
I think my ex-wife's cycle was on the loony cycle.
So it is a major
I
pilgrimage and
deserve
festival.
that. I apologize.
It's celebrated in a cycle of approximately 12 years to celebrate every revolution Brihaspati, or Jupiter, completes. At 4 riverbank pilgrimage sites, the Allahabad, or Prayagraj, the Ganges, Yamuna, Sarasvati rivers, the Haridwar, or the Ganges River, the Nashik, or
Like
Godavari
Genghis Khan?
River, and Ujjain, or Shipra rivers. I think I got through without butchering any of those.
Yeah, you said only one
Holy
word that
shit.
sounded familiar to me, and Ron took the joke.
Yes.
The festival is marked by a ritual dip in the waters, but it's a celebration of community commerce with fairs, educational presentations, religious discourse by saints, mass feedings by monks and monasteries, or they'll entertain to get money to buy food for the poor. It's like a huge, huge charity and like common good sort of festival. It's believed that bathing in the rivers is a means to this I'm going to butcher prayaskita or atonement or penance for past mistakes, and that it cleanses them of their sins.
You did say Ganges River, right? That was one of your words that were in there.
The Ganges.
Yeah, Ganges River. That's one of the dirtiest rivers in the world. It is And it's just because of pollution. I mean, that's all that it's from. It's from, I mean, that's where the waste goes. That's where, people bathe and what they bathe from goes. And everything is in there. It's bad. It's bad. But that's not to discredit from their religious practices during the ceremony. It wasn't trying to go that route. I was just saying, ooh, that's like the pun of some jokes is that river.
And it was kind of neat. It was
Ganges.
Intentionally started, unlike most religious celebrations, were in honor or homage of something that happened or a martyrdom or something. Something happens to create a recourse festival. This was something where what is his title? Saint Adi Shankara, and he was a Hindu philosopher and saint who wanted to start a major Hindu festival. There we go. For philosophical discussion and debate, bringing in the monasteries in the region and create this common meeting place of culture and spirituality. So it's one of the few religious ceremonies or practices that we want to do this. We want to bring everybody together. We want to celebrate together. Life is good. Let's take care of each other. And it's fascinating to me, one, because it's the largest gathering every time it happens. Every year every 3 years when one of these pops up in one of these 4 locations, it's the chart topper for that year.
How many was it again?
120 million people in 2013. Oh my God.
That's a lot of poop in the river.
It is a lot of poop in the river.
Got to get another river.
They do every 3 years.
I don't think I'd ever want to be at something that had like that many people. It's not. That doesn't interest me at all. Being at something with millions of people there.
Well, you don't have the devotion, the religious devotion in the deity system that they do. The only reason that they're there is because of their religious drive.
I wonder no, I guess nothing gathers people like religion, according to this list.
I heard they've got the best
that and
ganja
funerals
in that whole hemisphere.
Really?
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
But no, it's their religious belief that brings them out to that.
Yeah,
You just don't share
religion
that.
and funerals. That seemed to be the
Yeah.
the driving point to
If
large
you're-
gatherings.
If you're going to add anything to your bumper tonight, it's got to be what brings two people together, like religion and funerals. I don't know. I'm not going to write your bumper.
That's right. I wrote my bumper.
You got the bumper already written?
Bumper, and I got my list for the new show
Hell
notes.
yeah.
Nice.
I'm fucking ready, guys.
For the listeners, so at the beginning of the regular podcast episode that drops, you'll hear the bumper before the show starts. So you'll hear Josh's bumper for this episode. However, we usually never record them until after the show, and sometimes we forget even then. But we usually don't record it till after it's all done, so that the other two hosts on the show are still surprised when the list comes out.
That's smart. That's a good way to do that.
Yeah, 120 million people.
Jesus.
It's recent enough you can look at pictures. They've photographed it from space more than once.
That's cool.
It's massive.
That's a third of the United States in one city.
Yeah.
And this is where I would pull up the image on the screen.
Exactly.
Yeah. Some people suggested that if you do put a screen there, we should show it on the bottom right, that fourth screen on Twitch, so we don't have anything in there yet.
That's a good call.
I think we'll have to figure out how best to use that, because we also
technically have 5 cameras in the studio too.
Mm-hmm.
We have a room
figure it
camera as well that's caused us to be 20 minutes late to start. So that's why the stream is late, because we couldn't get our room camera to work. So we
You
bailed.
just have to punch the microphone, Josh. Don't get mad at it. I mean, geez.
Better the microphone than us.
That's true. Josh does need to take his anger out sometimes, doesn't he?
You punched that microphone, buddy.
She did it.
He's completely limp-dicked this microphone.
Did it right in the freaking nose.
Nice.
But yeah, so that is the 10 largest gatherings in
world
modern
history.
Human history.
That's
That
awesome.
we're
That's a good
aware of.
list.
Again, technically, I called this out before number 2, but if we really broke the technical line of 10 largest gatherings, it would all be the Arba'in or the
The last two?
Kumbh. Yeah, the last two would make up the entire list
Because they're
just their
always the
different
top
years.
chart toppers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're just huge.
That's huge. No, that's cool.
Huge.
That's I honestly, I don't think I would have guessed. I might have guessed the pilgrimages, but other than that, I don't think I would have guessed anything on this list.
Massive funerals.
Yeah, I would not have guessed. I would have guessed things like the Pope's funeral, but that obviously didn't even come
not
close
on
to
the
making the list. But damn, that's
Top 10 funerals would be pretty good too.
top 10 funerals, like
Yeah.
like top
By
10
what
funerals
criteria?
where
Like
glad.
those expensive.
Like no, I was thinking
funerals?
top 10 funerals where glad happened.
Oh,
Hitler,
Yeah.
Saddam Hussein,
Yeah, Stalin.
Have a funeral?
exactly, just all dictators and evil people.
No, dude, that was a really, really, really good list.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that. So you guys are pulling out some fucking unique, like, off the beaten path
Oh, wait till you
lists.
get my next list, bro.
Oh yeah,
Guys don't see it coming.
is that next week?
No, week after.
I'm
Adam's
next week. Yeah,
Next week.
I'm next
November.
week. No teasers. I'm not spoiling
November
anything
16th
for next week's
we'll
list.
record.
You guys are just going to be. It may be a competition again, so the crown might be on the line. Don't invite Dan.
Yeah, you got it.
Just kidding, Dan. We
He's
love
so
you, buddy.
good.
He's good. His trivia skills are on point.
It's Dan that you know.
I'm pretty new. Yeah, no, your brother-in-law. And he was on last week. Well, why did he have the crown? What list?
He's just good. Last week
oh,
it was.
nice.
Yeah, go ahead.
What was it? What did I do? It was my list. I can't remember.
I looked at Ron and he just, old man, had a brain fart and lost his train of thought. No, it was.
Hang on a second. Let it burn.
I don't remember.
Let's just
I was
stare
actually
at him.
gonna just look it up. I
wait.
don't remember.
Ron has the crown.
It was
or Dan
actually
has the
Josh's list.
crown?
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Dan has the crown.
What was his list?
It was the competition that we had on. I think it was your list.
No, you just
Was it your
no.
list?
It was
It was
my
the
list.
physics and
I did my trivia list with a caveat of "fuck you, Adam."
Oh yeah,
that was my list, and that was
That's
like,
Oh yeah, top.
That's when
the
Ron
top
got it.
10 science concepts learned from the Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that was
that's right.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's what it was.
All right. Well, we want to ask our listeners first things first. Thank you guys for hanging out with us in Twitch as well as Patreon, Discord. Obviously, this Twitch stream is something new for us, so we're still fine tuning the cameras and the lighting. And if you guys have recommendations, just throw them our way. Let us know.
Work out. They recommend we get off of Twitch and stay on audio.
That's
what they
recommendation.
recommend.
After seeing you guys, we recommend getting a refund on the cameras. Yeah, put that money into facial grooming products. Yes.
I really like the idea of all the advice being like, maybe get a trainer.
Ron tried the trainer routine, and look what happened to him. That's what ended up in a.
Wait, is that how the bicep got torn?
Nah, I
okay,
wish.
okay.
I
What
wish that
what
was
were
a
you
story.
doing when you tore it?
Jerking off. No, I wasn't jerking off. I was helping somebody move. Helping my sister-in-law move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very, very little jerking off probably going on there.
We do ask.
jerking around, but not jerking off.
This isn't Pornhub, man.
What were you lifting?
Her dildo collection.
A portable air conditioner.
Was it worth it?
No,
Oh, okay.
Clearly not.
Okay.
It was
Could have
not.
just bought her a new one.
Actually, it would have been cheaper than what the surgery's costing me. Costed me. That doesn't sound right. Costed.
The show is paying for it though. So.
Yeah,
Totally. The insurance for Twisted 10 is covering your arms.
Thanks, patrons. Your money is going straight towards Ron's rehab budget. That's all.
And if you want my GoFundMe, it's no, I was kidding.
Oh,
we
funny.
are going to ask our listeners and our council members and anyone new to the show, if you enjoyed it, do us a favor, go on whatever platform you're listening or watching us on and rate and review us. Those things, we don't ask for these very often, but we probably should do a better job at that. Because I have a personal
How about they
goal.
should do a better job at rating and reviewing? No, I'm just kidding.
I have a personal.
This is on you.
I'm just kidding for favors. Don't give them a hard time. I have a personal goal of numbers that I want to see us beat that other podcast for getting the reviews up. So I'd like to see some reviews and ratings go out there. So iTunes, Google's player has it. Twitch, I might have it. I don't know Twitch's platform very well, but if it's available, give us those 5 stars or 2 thumbs up or whatever the fuck the rating system is.
Give us the best or don't give us any.
Leave us
Is that what you're
leave
trying
us
to
a
say?
compliment or something. Yeah.
Follow us on Twitch. Even if you don't have Twitch, make an account.
Hey, you used to saying that.
and
Follow us on Twitch.
That's the
We
thing.
obviously listen to constructive feedback. That fucking Trekkie said, we need a producer. We got a fucking producer.
Let's go back to that guy. Find him.
We need him to give us more critiques for the
don't
future.
forget to send him an email.
What's our
Okay.
next?
What's our next stop, boss?
All right, we took your advice. We hired the producer. We've got
Now
it.
what
got
do we
cameras.
do?
Now what?
Now what do we do?
Send us down this road.
Nice.
Get Lamar Burton on the show is what I'll say.
Did you say Lamar?
Yeah, it's
Is
probably-
LeVar? LeVar
Yeah,
Burton?
You were close.
Oh, all right. Minted in, concept anyway. That's all I got. What do we got for the show? First, Sully, thank you for hanging out with us tonight,
dude, this is fun as hell, man.
You
This
did,
is awesome.
you did a good
Good
job.
times.
Next week, we'll probably have a little bit more of a setup going for the role.
Yeah,
So-
I'll probably stay back behind a little bit tonight and help troubleshoot this fourth camera problem.
Okay.
But whatever.
We still are going to
got
do the
this.
after show as well, so we don't know if we haven't really even talked about doing the Twitch stream for anything like that.
We
so.
do not have a way to filter our Twitch stream to just council members.
Okay.
So we
We'll
will
figure
not be
something
able
out
to
in
do
the
the after
future.
show on Twitch.
We'll figure something out in the future for the video feed for the council members and council elders for your after show live. We're still going to broadcast it in Discord, obviously live for audio, but the video.
And of course, you can still go into Patreon or is it in the regular feed? They can get the actual once we publish.
Yeah, once it's published in the after
Yeah.
show, you get, or in the feed itself, you get it there. Yeah, for sure. By the way, if you didn't know, you can tie the RSS feed for Patreon into your whatever app player that you've got. Instructions are out there and available. You don't have to download all the episodes directly from Patreon and then play them or whatever. You can actually tie into the RSS feed with your account. So there is a way to do that and make it all super simple. Eventually, we can do a Twisted 10 app maybe and have it all. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself.
You're getting ahead of yourself, but it does work. I have the after show linked up to my Google Podcasts app, and I just get my downloads there.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
We ready to get out of here? Any other show business we got to cover?
Thank you to the Twisted Council. Thank you to the Twisted Elders. Thank you to Disco for hanging out. Thanks to Twitch for hanging out. Thanks for TruePhonic for all of our tasty jams. And, of course, to our show sponsor, Manscaped.
Damn it!
Ron was going for the plug and almost knocked on the doors.
Look, it's like gonna fall on me now.
Oh, man.
For 20% off, free worldwide shipping. Use code Manscaped. Use code Twisted10 at manscaped.com. Don't break shit, Ron.
Thank you guys for hanging out. Council members,
boy.
we will see you in the after show here in just a little while. Everybody else, we'll see you next week.